Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I am bringing you this really cute little gift box. It's a slim gift box and I just think it looks so pretty, and it's using for its main sort of showstopper topper here the Apple Harvest bundle. Now we've got a stamp set called Apple Harvest and it doesn't have accompanying dies with it. However, for the month of September we've Stampin' Up have brought out something called Perfect Partners, and these are exclusive limited edition dies that are available until they sell out while supplies last, and you can only purchase them so far in the month of September. And I thought, well, I better showcase them just in case there's anyone out there that, like me, loves this stamp set and was hoping for dies to match it. So this is a stamp set, Apple Harvest, and you can see it's absolutely beautiful stamp set, and I'll just show you there's an absolute abundance of dies in here. You've got lovely edging dies, you've got the three main images are you have a die each for them. You've got these beautiful flowers and leaves and this twig just here and this great sentiment strip here. Some lovely you can use these as flowers or you can use them for the inside of these flowers. So absolutely great great bundle. Also there's two flower cutouts here for the flower on the front here, so you can stamp it twice and then cut it out. So every image has got a cut out outline die, and you've got all those additional ones in there as well. So it's a fantastic set, and that's what I'm using for this project. But you can see within this Perfect Partners you've also got on the front here you've got fresh cut flowers, which is another lovely stamp set. You can see it's got the dies for all the cutouts, but also these additional dies here. This one's beautiful, and this lovely edge strip here. That's just a cutout of that one there, ready to go on my next project. There are other dies in this set as well. So you've got the Playful Piggies dies, you've got the which go with the Birthday Piggy stamp set, you've got the Tree Trimming dies which goes with the Trim in the Tree stamp set, you've got the Yeti to Party stamp set and the Yeti dies to match, and the Waterfall Canyon with the waterfall dies to match. So you've got 6 sets here that you can get into this Perfect Partners. If you're interested in purchasing them, please do be quick, because they're only available to the end of September while supplies last. Do follow the links below. I'll link all of these sets in there for you. You can buy the bundle if you don't already have the stamp set, or you can purchase, then obviously you qualify for the 10% off, or you can purchase just the dies alone if you already have the stamp sets. So great little promotion, but soon to be running out, so I thought I'd better showcase it for you. So I'm loving the grey, the subtlety of the grey and white with the beautiful topper with the colour burst in it. So I'm going to stick with the grey just here, and this is grey, this is smoky slate actually, and this piece of cardstock here is 7 inches by 6 3/4. So I'm going to score all sides of the first inch. I will promise to put measurements in metric on my blog, and you can follow the links below, so you'll have both imperial and metric, so centimetres and inches. So that is the first one just there for the base of the box, and then I'm going to do my DSP layer. So I'm just going to get out my piece of shim just here and pop it just there. My DSP layer is 6.5 by 6 1/4, and again I'm going to score this one at 3/4, but I'm going to do it on all 4 sides. So 3/4, keeping my shim in place, 3/4 and 3/4 and 3/4. So I'll just get my paper snips out, and I'm just going to do a little bit of my cutting just here. So this is just to make my basic box shape. So I'm literally just cutting down each of these little tabs, which will help create my box. You can make it reinforced. You'd have to do an extra little layer if you wanted to do that. Oops. There you go. Just snip that one in there. A little bit of a tail, there we go. And then this one here. Okay, I'll just get rid of that, and then I'm just going to get my bone folder out, and I'm just going to burnish all of these sides like this, and then just these cute little ones just here, and lovely. So So I'll turn this over and I'll do some gluing. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Seal Plus out and glue. You can use wet glue, you can use your tear and tape, you can use any adhesive. I quite like my Stampin' Seal Plus, particularly like it for 3D projects because I just feel like it adds a little bit of stability. And we'll like that when we're making a box. So I'll just pop this like this. I'm just matching up the corners just here to make my basic box structure. Now I think I'd probably be gifting this with maybe some lovely costume jewellery, wrap it in a piece of tissue, pop it just in here, maybe put a little card inside. So that is the base of my box, which when it measures 4 3/4 by 5. And the reason that I've done that is just so the shape of the top that I'm going to use is slightly slimmer, and I just wanted it to look like it was centered. So that's there. I'll pop that to one side. I'm just going to pop it just up here, and then I've got my DSP, which I have already scored, and I'm going to, the reason that I am doing this is because I find this pattern really difficult to see the lines. So I'm actually going to do my burnishing before and hope that that it helps me to see where I need to cut. I think it does. There you go. There's the first one. You can see that that is there. So I will be very careful not to cut where I'm not meant to cut. So there's that one there. And then we've got this one just here. So I'll just cut up there and then trim it. Just doing the same sort of cutting here, but this is my little technique when you struggle to see your school lines. Okay, so I bend it in and then I just take it like this. I do love this pale grey with the white. I just think it looks so special. Just cut that one up here. Bring that down and trim here. And I'm gonna, this is DSP, so you can actually get away with using your regular Stampin' Seal. You don't necessarily need, but as I have it out already, I'm just gonna use my Stampin' Seal Plus. And there we go. It's just probably going to take one little swipe, and there we go. So I'm going to start off by doing one of the corners, just so that I've got somewhere to work with in the corner of my box, just like that. And then I'm going to do, is it that way around or is it that way around? There we go. There we go, it's that way around. So just be careful when you're building this that it does need to make sure, because it is, one side is shorter than the other, that you're building it correctly. And there we go. And then lastly, last corner, and that is just the final piece down. So that is the basic structure of the box just there, and you can see obviously it's literally a base of a box and the lid of the box, and you just pop them on just like that and off. So that's what we're starting with. Now I'm going to get my topper out. So I have pre-coloured my topper in, and this time I've used red. I've got this beautiful shape just here, and this is the die that comes with the Christmas season set, from the one that carried over from last year, and it's got all these lovely shape dies inside, as well as the cutouts for all of the cones and the leaves and things like that. And I've used the largest one just here. I'll link it into the description below for you. And then I've got my beautiful apple blossom branch with my apples on, and then I've cut the sentiment out from the stamp set that says the greatest gift is a good friend. So It's just that one here and then the greatest gift, and I've used the exclusive dies. I've used the big one just here and I've used this one just here to cut both of those out. So for this process I've used regular basic white cardstock. You can use the watercolor paper, or you can use the shimmer paper as well. They both work equally well. If you're going to use regular paper like I did, just be very careful not to over wet the paper. So I'm just gonna I've cut another one of the apples out, and this is going to take me too long to colour, so I thought I'll show you using this. So these are the watercolour pencils, and for the red I used the cherry cobbler for the outside bit. So I'll just show you. I literally just coloured along, really rough colour as well. I coloured along the areas that were shaded and the outline in the cherry cobbler to just show the darker elements where I felt the light and the dark would show, and I sort of thickened up the areas where I felt, and then I picked up the real red, which is just ever so slightly paler, and coloured in the rest. I sort of left a little bit just here to make it look like there's a sheen in the apple, so I've left a little bit here just to show there's like a sheen. So that's my rough colouring there. Then for the leaves I've used the garden green and old olive. So I think I used my old olive first, and I just went down the middle and slightly bigger, the top just a bit thicker, and then I coloured the rest in, really roughly coloured in just to show some contour of the colours, and then I used a little bit of the brown for the stem. Okay, just like that. So as you can see, it's quite roughly coloured. And then I used my lovely blender pen just here. So I'll do the leaves first. So you're just literally picking the colour up and just smushing it around a little bit, and it sort of gives you a tiny bit of tone and texture to everything. Okay, I'll come in and I'll do my stem because I don't mind having a tiny bit of green on this beautiful brown. So that's there. Now I'm going to use some of my scrap paper, and I'm just going to colour this off until it runs clear. It does stain the end of the tip a little bit when you're using the dark colours, but you can see it runs clear. And then I will do my red here. So I'm going to go around the edge to start with, just for that darker colour, not because I don't want to thin that darker colour out too much. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it in with the blender pen, and I'm just going to smoosh it around again just to make my apple look toned. There we go. Okay, so I've got to be careful not to wet it too much because it will start to peel up. So that is how I coloured these in. Then I went over the slightly with my Wink of Stella, which just getting out of my pen pot just here, and I just went over the shiny bit a little bit just here on the edges, a little bit through the leaf. There you go. So that is how I coloured my apple in. Oops, swipe off. And I used the watercolour pencils for that. So you can have a look, they're all here. These are the actual colours that I used. So I used the greens, the browns, I used a little bit of the yellow on one of my other projects, just to lighten areas. We'll put it through the leaves as well. So these are the colours that I used, and I used the Stampin blender pen as well then to smush it out. You can use a water, if you're using watercolour paper, which is probably more sensible to use, you can use your your painters with it then as well. Okay, right, so I'm going to get my Stampin' Dimensionals out, and I'm going to pop some on the back of here so I can pop this up. You know how much I love a Stampin' Dimensional, so I'll do that. I'm just going to pop quite a few because I don't want this sagging at all. And I do love Stampin' Dimensionals. And then one in the centre. There we go. So that is quite a few. I've used 6. You could probably get away with 3, but I don't think you can ever have too many Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put this slightly off kilter to make it look a little bit like the tree is coming out here. And that's sort of probably a bit too off, actually. A bit more like that. There we go. Yeah, does that still fit on there? Yeah, press all of that down like that. I quite like the look of that. And then I'm going to pop a tiny bit of glue on the back of here just to make sure that can sit nice and straight. And I'm going to line this up with my grid paper, as you can see, so that I can follow these lines along here to help me line this up straight. So I'm going to get my liquid glue out and pop a few dabs on the back of here. Just in the centre, just there, like that. And make sure it's the right way around. And then I'll pop this just like that. And try and line it up so it looks straight. There you go, press it down, and that is there. Super, happy with that. So I'll hold that into place until it dries a little bit. I'll just give that 1 second. Now, ribbon. So I've got a choice here. I've got the red, which I could use, which might be a Va-Va-Voom, because it kind of sets off the red there. However, I feel like it's too bright. And I wanted this to be slightly more serene, so I think I'm going to use the shimmer ribbon in the grey granite. And let's have a little look how this looks. So yeah, oh, I think that looks super with it. So I'll pop that across there, and I'll try and tie a little bow. Oh, I've got quite a lot of ribbon here. I don't mind having some tails. Tie a bow off to the side. So I used the beautiful green ribbon and soft succulent for the other project, which was gorgeous, but wouldn't necessarily go with this one. So I do love the luxe look of this sort of shimmery ribbon. That kind of looks quite cute there, doesn't it? Just try and get my positioning a bit better. There we go. Lovely. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of trimming. Just a little bit off about there. Happy with my bow. Sitting there pretty cute. And oops, it definitely wants to stray to the side, this one. So I'll just keep manipulating it until it sits where I want it to, or as close as I can get it to where I want it to. There we go. And then I'm going to straighten this up a little. But I'm just going to turn it over and pop some dimensionals on the back just here. So how many am I going to put on? So I'll put 1 at either end, and then maybe 1 either side, just here and here and here. I think that's perfect. And then you've got the ribbon going through the centre. They all they've got backs off, and now I'm going to turn the project to me and try and centre this as best I can. I might use my grid paper as well to try and help me. That is, let's just have a little check. Is that, yeah, pretty much happy with that. Okay, so press that down just like that, and then lastly I'm going to come in with some of the basic pearls just here. So I'll pop those on for you as well. So I'm going to use one of the big ones and just down here, maybe like that, and a little one next to it, like that. I do like my 2 together, and then I'm going to use another little one, I think, up on the top just here. Oh, doesn't want to come with me, this little one. There we go. And I could pop that there, or no, here I think. There we go. How cute is that? Oh, I love this project. So pop those two there for you to see, like that. So I'd love to know in the comments which one you prefer, and that would be so good to know. And if you do have a favourite, do mention it down below. I'll make sure I link all of the products, and I will link every element of the Perfect Partners promotion as well, because it is only with us till the end of September. So if you are interested, please do consider purchasing with me if you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator. And I do sell to anybody within any of the European countries that Stampin' Up sells in. So that is just there. I also wanted to show you that I did do a project which focused just on the dies. You can see here from the beautiful apple blossom dies, and I've used the flowers here with the smaller cut out there for the inside of the flowers, and I've used the pearls there and the leaves, and I just think this looks so pretty, and it would be a nice complement to either of these projects. Really, it'd go with either of them as a little thanks for your kindness in there. And I just popped two little leaves on the inside just there, but I just thought that was quite a sweet card as well. So I just wanted to say that I would very, very much love you to subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying the content of my videos, and obviously if there's anything that you'd like to see, I don't mind having a go at it. So by all means, if there's any projects you think you'd like to see, do pop a little note in the description below. Anyway, I'm going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.